So like there are two men who just meet as they're in the same place, and then there's nobody around. They just start talking about life, and there's this person who seems to have so many good things happening, and the other person, he's not really speaking much, but he's just telling something about what's happening now. Like, I've come here today, I have a job interview, and I've just come to the temple for seeking God's blessings. So they speak for some time, and then he says, the first person says, actually, I don't believe in God. I've just come here to meet one of my friends who asked me to meet him here. And then he says, oh, okay. He just says, and then the second person, he starts chanting God's name, Narayana, Narayana, and then he starts doing the pradakshina around the temple. And the first person somehow feels very funny about what the man is doing, because he thinks, you haven't seen God any day, and then you still like always saying Narayana, Narayana. The first time when I spoke to you, I thought you are a person who is, who has some kind, who has brains, who thinks logically, but I think I've misjudged you. You're a very stupid person because you believe in God. But that person, he doesn't take anything to his head, and then he's just like Narayana, Narayana, because that's the only thing I've come to do here. And definitely what he's saying doesn't matter to me much, because something matters, and that is God. And all of a sudden, what happens? This person, the one who doesn't believe in God, he gets a 5 rupee coin, and he becomes very happy, because it's just luck. Sometimes when you work hard and then you get something, it has its own joy. But when you don't do anything and you simply get it, then especially lazy people, they become really happy. Oh, I got something without much hard work. But the person who was saying Narayana, Narayana, he screamed all of a sudden. And what had happened? A thorn had pricked his foot, and it was quite a bit painful. And then seeing this, the man started laughing even louder. See, this is what happens. Where is Narayana? Can you see him? Why didn't Narayana come and save you from the thorn? At least now try to look away from God and shift your views, because he doesn't really exist. And there's a rishi who's sitting there watching this entire conversation happening, and how those two men were talking and what had happened. So he says, children, I'll tell you something, come here. So they both go to him, and then he says, whatever is happening to you right now is kind of the fruits you're getting from your previous birth. And ironically, you were a very virtuous person in the previous birth. For the first person who doesn't believe in God, he said you were a very virtuous person, and you would have got 5 lakhs today. But since in this birth you aren't doing much and you're always busy hurting others, you've just been given 5 rupees by God. While the other one, he would have met with a great accident due to his previous birth in those fruits, but he has just got pricked by a thorn, which is nothing in front of the accident to which he would have met. So as you said, Vijayji, we should not really think about our future or our past, because we can't do anything right now. Past is, it's already happened, you can't do much about it. Future, there's still time, and thinking about it now would just waste our present, and then now would we do good here and maybe not there too. So now we'll just have to concentrate on the present, do as much as good as we can, and be the best of ourselves, so that but not keeping in the mind that in the future whether I'll be getting some good fruits or not, because I have two choices, to do good or bad, and the better is obviously to do the good. And even if you don't want it, good will happen to you.
Very nice. One clarifying question I want to ask. So now let's take a situation. You are aiming to becoming something. Let's say in your life, your desire or your dream is to go into law. Somebody may has the ambition of becoming an engineer. So that is sometime in the future.
Yes.
Does it mean that I have to give up such a desire?
No, definitely not. So we have different stages in life. Right now, the stage I'm going through is that of a student. So now what I should be doing is just focus as a student. So what are the duties of an ideal student? To study hard and to be obedient to the teacher. So that is what I should be doing. But it wouldn't be right if I just aimlessly study everything. Like I could be studying math here, and then I'll also be going to robotics, and then I'll go to skating class and everything. I'll be doing each one of all that is available. And um there's this that if you do so many things, like you have this you've divided your energy, so that you wouldn't get the you wouldn't be the best of yourself. You will be the average of everything. But we want to put up full potential. We want to give our best, so then we'll have to choose one thing. You be a doctor, you be a lawyer, everything together, it is possible. But you will not be able to be a very good doctor to a patient. You'll not be able to cure him very well. You'll not be able to build a building very well. You'll be just building an average one without any creativity, just the same thing. So you choose any one. So now as a student, you choose any one field and then you work on it, so that in the future you'll be able to do the best in it, the best of yourself.
Okay. So what you are saying is one is to choose. But my question is, in this current moment, in order to be something which is sometime in the future, you have to still plan. You have to look into the future.
Yes.
So, but living in the moment, does it mean that I should not be looking into the future?
No, it's not true. You should look into the future and plan according to it. So now, for example, I want to be a judge, right? So would it help me if I just sit here and say, I want to be a judge, I want to be a judge, I want to be a judge? It wouldn't be of any help, even for me to be the judge, to be a judge. So what I should be doing now as a student, I should be doing the same thing. So even to become a judge, I should do the same thing. So that's the common thing. I just have to study hard and then do a little bit research, or let's say study more a little bit about law, or think about the exams or something. Then I'll be performing my present karmas as well, and also be prepared to do my future karmas.
Wonderful. See, that aim that you have or anybody has gives you the direction.
Yes.
What is the direction of the activity that we are doing right now? If let's say we are all here together now and we do not have a purpose and we are just gathered here, then how will we interact? On what topic will we interact? Why should we interact? That will not be guided. So
Yes.
we all have gathered here with the purpose of realizing our true nature and to be of service to the world. And for that, we are using Bhagavad Gita as a study material.
It's the guide book.
It's a guide. So like that, having an aim is important. But in this moment, I don't have to keep on constantly only brooding about the moment, the future. So I have to do the best in the current moment. If the current moment means I'm planning for the future, how best I can plan for the future in the current moment? Like that, use the current moment to the fullest.
Yes. But
Very
moreover,
nice.
I aim just shouldn't be to be a judge or to be a doctor. It should be more about to being able to serve justice to somebody, or to be able to save somebody's life, or to make their life a better one.
Absolutely. Because judge or doctor or engineer are just titles.
Yes.
Are just the profession, what you do. But what is the impact of what you do? That should be very clear in your mind and in your heart.
Yes, Vijayji.
Wonderful, Manya ji. Does anyone have any question to Manya? Anything? Yes, Kriti, go ahead and ask.
Sir, I had a question about grammar.
Go ahead and ask.
What's the meaning of virtuous?
Is it a question to Manya that you're asking?
No.
Oh, okay.
In grammar, it says.
Oh, virtuous. Virtuous means someone who has good characters. Positive characters, virtuous.
And sir, I haven't understood like the first question what you have told.
Which is the first question you're asking?
Why do you, if you think of something that I want to become an astronaut or something like that, is but then that's in the future. So is that do you have to leave that? I still don't understand.
Okay. So you don't understand
Why
what?
she says that no, you don't need to leave it. You can still go on.
Okay. See, she didn't say that it is not. You need to give up that idea. Let me have Manya only clarify what she understood and what she wants to say to Kritik.
I didn't really get it. I also had some network issue. If you don't mind, could you please repeat the question, Kritik?
Now yes, but now you say that like for an example, you say that you want to become an astronaut, but then that's in the future. So why don't you just leave that up? Oh, it's in the future. Leave it like that.
Right.
Now
Yeah.
we could be in the present. Why do you need the future? So then now, if astronaut is in the future, leave that. So why do you? I still don't understand. Should we leave it or not, and why?
Okay, so let's just imagine you're being given a big plate full of a variety of dishes. Okay, it's just kept in front of you. So now, so they're also serving it. Let's just suppose they're there on the vessels and they're serving it for you. So first they serve rice. So would it be just right for you to just have the rice and then leave all the other dishes because you feel I'm having rice and then let the remaining just it's okay if I'll just leave them. So what would happen to the remaining of the dishes? They would just rot. So you still have this entire life. So you just don't concentrate much on the future. Then you won't be able to use it well. So don't think this is an appropriate example, but we'll suppose you're in between a road and then your aim is to reach a temple. So now let's say you don't think of the temple and then you're just walking and walking and walking. You have to take a right turn to reach the temple, but you're then just walking. So you're in that way, you're wasting your energy and you're not able to reach your goal. And if at all you have it in your mind that I have to reach the temple, then you shouldn't actually stand there and say, I have to reach the temple, I have to reach the temple. You should keep the temple in your mind and do what
Take
you're supposed to
action.
do in the present, walk. But you should keep the temple in mind, but just don't keep repeating, like keep standing
Thinking
there
about it.
and then just say temple and temple and temple. I'm not sure I got it.
Did it clarify to Kritik?
So you have to have a goal, but you have to work for it. So you should have the goal of being what you have to do
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
work
yeah.
for it and
See,
work
Yeah.
for
she is
it.
not saying that you should drop the goal. She's saying have the goal, but if you just have the goal and
You
keep
should
thinking
take
about,
action.
you should take action. Action, when can you take action? Can you take action in the
When
future?
no,
Can you take action in the past?
no,
Towards your goal, when can you take action?
no.
So act in the present, but what is the action for? For something meaningful, purposeful that you may want in the future.
That is the goal.
That is the goal. And she also said that it is not enough to have a goal. Have a purpose behind that goal. It is not enough to say that I want to be an astronaut. Why you want to be an astronaut? What is the purpose you want to accomplish by being an astronaut? How is it helpful to somebody else? So she's saying important to have a purpose connected to the goal and important to work towards that in the current.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Got it.
Okay, wonderful. Anyone else? Any other questions? All right, then let me stop this contemplation.